Hey guys, I'm finally doing some current events. I have a few stockpiled here. Hopefully it works. I've been trying to do current events the past couple days, but the internet's been super slow and not even let me upload videos in the morning, so I'm doing one here in the evening, so hopefully it works out. But first things first, an update of the children's. Here they all are in Rosie's crib, being cute. Anyway, Rosie is now crawling around like a little fiend and can crawl from one side of the house to the other and getting into everything. So anyway, she's being super fun. Lots of cuteness. Now we block off the kitchen now, or not the kitchen, the bathroom, because she likes to go and play in Lily's little potty, especially after Lily has gone pee in it. So, you know, it struggles. So, alright guys, a lot of current events, like I said, because they've been building up. First, I don't think I did this one before, but maybe they did. Montgomery County-based pharmaceutical company in Novo, I think is their name, Novio Pharmaceuticals. They're hoping to develop a coronavirus vaccine. Yeah, so anyway, I was reading other articles, Johnson & Johnson, other companies, they're all out there, because of course the company that comes up with this is going to be, be manufacturing tens of millions of them, if not more, maybe hundreds of millions of them, and it's going to be a very, very valuable vaccine for a while. So we'll see if when that comes. It probably won't be probably months and months away, even a year away, before this vaccine is ready to be mass produced. But we will find out. Yeah, I was thinking about this. This is interesting. Auto insurers refunding millions due to stay-at-home policies. So, if we're not driving our cars, should we be paying as much insurance? It's a good question. So anyway, different companies are out there offering refunds to people. I know most of my vehicles have just been sitting in the driveway, not doing anything for the past month. So, sounds like a good deal to me. Social distancing, resetting. Most Americans are not meeting this crisis well rested, and is resetting what behavior many of us have gotten wrong. So anyway, just kind of talk about the importance of sleep. Many of us were not in good sleep patterns before, but it's just kind of encouraging people now, since a lot of people aren't going to work or have different hours. Like for me, I still obviously am doing class, but the hours are adjusted. I'm not getting up early to go to school and prep. I'm working from home all the time, which kind of makes me feel like I'm always working. I don't know how you guys feel. But anyway, make sure you guys get enough sleep. I know some of my students have been thrown off by this and their sleep patterns are off, but try to stay healthy out there, guys. It's important for immunity, too. Boeing's known for its airplanes, but they're also working with the ULA. I think it's just the United Launch Alliance or something. I forget what it stands for. I should know. What's ULA stand for? What's it saying here? Anyway, but the ULA, they're the company that makes a lot of the rockets that still consistently gets things into space. If you guys are familiar with the YouTube channel Smarter Every Day, Dustin goes and actually sees a launch by ULA, and it's really, really good. So check that out at Smarter Every Day if you want. But they're working on their Starliner. This is hopefully going to be a manned capsule someday, but right now it is not. They're still doing testing on it. And they have storage containers there too for things. So we will see. This is just kind of related to school too. Just saying how as school moves online, many students stay logged out. So just kind of highlighting the issues that school districts are having with moving towards students toward online. Now our school districts have been relatively more prepared than some. They're just kind of highlighting how some school districts who either have a lot of students that have no devices, some students who have no internet, though internet companies have been working with it, with people, but or some rural students who just don't have access to internet and things, and just a lot of these people, they're saying, well, what do we do for these people, especially if it's going to be months until we return to normal classes. So this one was kind of interesting / scary / maybe it's just our brave new world that we live in. The technology that could free America from quarantine, contact tracing, is working in South Korea and Singapore, but raises privacy issues. So basically the technology in your phone that traces, kind of follows where your phone is, and by default where you are, is used all the time. That's how Google Maps knows where traffic is and stuff like that. And that could be used then to say, well, yeah, look, Dave is now positive for coronavirus, and it looks like your phone was next to Dave's phone 4 days ago, so maybe you have coronavirus too, right? Like, so that could be a potential way of tracking, who should be tested or who should be put in quarantine, right? So other countries have already been using this technology. Americans typically like their privacy a little bit more, but we were already, seems like a lot of people are already pretty comfortable with throwing rights away at this point, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't know how this will be used. My guess is that if it's used now, it'll probably be used in the future for other nefarious reasons, but yeah, that's just me. Speaking of nefarious, Bernie Sanders dropped out of the race. This was a few days ago. Like I said, I'm catching up on current events here. Clearing Joe Biden's path to Democratic nomination. So yeah, if we go to who is running, this website we've been going to, it's just Biden and Trump now. Everybody else, all the other Democrats and Republicans, have dropped out. So we'll see who the Libertarians put forth. Maybe they already did pick somebody, I don't know. And the Greens. This one I thought was funny / sad. So apparently this guy, 64-year-old man, he was retiring, and his friends threw him kind of like a retirement party. Well, I guess gave him a retirement gift, and so he got to fly on this French jet. However, he kind of experienced so much stress that he hit the ejector button in a panic and tumbled to the skies. So thankfully he was alright, and the pilot was okay. But yeah, I don't know, maybe next time just get him a nice gift card someplace, I don't know, but or make sure that this is something that your friend would really like. But that was kind of silly. Oh, speaking of silly, Michigan order banning travel between residences takes effect. So if you are what do they call yourselves? A Michiganer? You are not Michigonian? This is going to bother me. Michigan residents cannot visit their own cottages. Residents from neighboring states, however, can visit their vacation homes. So they said unless it's for essential travel, you must stay in your home. You're not allowed to travel to the other home that you might have that's more distant from your current house. Anyway, you see a lot of restrictions. The states are doing this, right? They don't want people traveling around. So they're saying that even if you're going to a remote spot, you're still not allowed to travel. So I don't know how they're going to be enforcing all this stuff. It's already a nightmare for, who knows how much of this stuff is even constitutional. Is it going to hold up in court? Which actually, maybe I'll skip down to another current event here. Yeah, so this is related to it. So William Barr is our Attorney General, the head lawyer for the government, for the Justice Department. And he basically says here that religious institutions must not be singled out for special burdens. So this goes after a couple churches. This church in particular, they were meeting, maybe Easter Sunday or some other time, but in the parking lot, in their own cars, with the windows rolled up, I guess listening to sermon through their radios or something like that. I'm not exactly sure how it worked. But apparently the police came around and gave everybody like, $500 fines from tickets from the city, saying that they were violating the stay-at-home order. And the judge was like, wait, so, you're allowed to go to the grocery store and buy lottery tickets or, whatever else. Just making stuff up at this point. But you're not allowed to, go to church with windows rolled up, maintaining social distance. You're allowed to sit in line at Chick-fil-A with, 40 other cars, but you can't sit in a church parking lot. So they're saying you can't single out churches for this, especially if you're allowing other places to do the same thing or something similar. So, this kind of talks about that one story too. Art in isolation. There are a couple here that I thought were interesting. This one just talked about how encouraging people to use their creativity. And this article talks about how different authors and artists have used times of plague or quarantine or even hospitalization as a time to use some creative outlets. And Starry Night, I guess, is an example of hospitalization. This one, I never really heard of this one before. Wiebe apparently is a new streaming platform that was, I guess, maybe a poor timing choice, because what they were doing is splitting up, creating shows, trying to get big name actors and producers and things like that to make legit TV shows, but making them like 15-minute episodes, but having like a bunch of them. I guess, what does it say here? This movie, drama, is 2 hours broken into 15-minute movie chapters, or some 15 episodes or movie chapters. However, this is, now that everybody's quarantined, everybody's very committed to watching lots of TV. So they were saying, well, this might not be the greatest format for people who are just sitting around at home, but geared towards more people on the go. So we'll see if that takes off. This was I love this one, Fast and Furious. This is so I don't know if you ever heard of the Cannonball Run, but over the years, people have tried to travel from East Coast to West Coast, so New York City to Los Angeles, as fast as possible, just using highways. And they have over the years kind of officially, I guess, but obviously this isn't a officially sanctioned sport or anything. But so the challenge began in 1971. Team of drivers took a Ferrari Daytona coast to coast in 35 hours 54 minutes. By 2019, the record had dropped to 27 hours 25 minutes. But now, it says the main two obstacles in this run are police and traffic. And, well, we don't have any more traffic. So we have 3 anonymous drivers in an Audi fitted with extra fuel tanks, set a new record of 26 hours 38 minutes, almost an hour less, averaging speed of 106 miles an hour. So anyway, some people, do we want to exploit a national crisis for the Cannonball Run? I don't know. Kudos to you guys. So I thought that was fun. What else we got here? Oh, this was the big one for today. I was kind of going to skip this one because I normally don't do Trump or political ones, but it says the World Health Organization obviously would seem to be in the news a lot because of coronavirus, and Trump decided to stop aid to WHO, and I was like, alright, well, whatever, it's just Trump being Trump. But anyway, this article points out that this Australian Prime Minister called the World Health Organization's support of reopening China's wet markets where wild animals are sold and slaughtered unfathomable. And I was kind of wondering, well, yeah, why, World Health Organization, are you saying that the probable, possible, likely source of this coronavirus, which was these wet markets in China, they should be allowed to open again? Anyway, something doesn't seem right there. So I'm not sure if that was Trump's motivation or a reason, but I feel like at least that is shady. So I'm sure Trump's going to take heat for whatever he does, but we'll see what comes out of this. And a couple related to Disney today. I was checking my Disney stock after I read this current event. Disney shares jump as Disney Plus subscriptions pass 50 million. So they're saying most of these were because of, I think Verizon was offering some sort of deal where you get a free year or two of Disney Plus if you subscribe with them. But if we do Disney stock today, it was down a little bit. I think when I checked it the other day, it was 105, 106. But we'll see how it goes. Of course, Disney is still taking a big hit because their parks aren't open, which is a huge source of revenue for them. And a lot of filming for new films has been delayed. So we're probably not going to see huge jumps in Disney stock right now. But I thought that was something that would help out my share of Disney. But this will too. Disney Plus will premiere 8-part Mandalorian docuseries on Star Wars Day. So we'll see a little bit of the making of. You might have already seen some footage of the making of Mandalorian and some of the new techniques and technologies they've been using. Bring Out Show now. It's set to receive an in-depth, behind-the-scenes look 8-part documentary series. So on May the 4th, be with you. So yeah, that should be an interesting series. I definitely will check it out. So I think the second season has been filmed but won't be released until the fall, is what I've heard. But maybe they'll bump that up too after they're all done the editing and everything. Maybe in the summertime, since people are still at home, if that is the case. So, all right, guys. Hope you enjoyed current events today. Hope you're doing well.